person who's brand new, I'll tell them the address. I just did one with a lady and her husband. I gave them the address. I told them about the buyer. They did the back end note. I told them about the buyer, and I sent them pictures of our rehab, how we finished our rehab. They went and drove by the property from the outside because there was a lady who bought the house living in it already, and that's what they got. But if I were you and I was going to be looking for different investors to deal with, I want to know their background. I want to look at their credit. I want to see if they pay their bills, because if they never paid a bill on time, they're not going to pay you.
Right.
I want to know what their track record is in real estate investing.
Yeah.
Are they brand new,
Right.
or have they been doing it for 25 years? That's going to be important. I don't want to be with somebody who's brand new.
Right.
Sooner or later, they're going to make mistakes. Even after 25 years, I make plenty of mistakes. But at least I've got enough experience that I generally don't make the same mistake twice. I try not to. So I'm going to look at people's credit. I'm going to look at their real estate investing. I'm kind of trying to look at their projects. But ultimately, it's an asset based. I want to feel comfortable with the asset that I'm lending on.
Right.
That if I had to foreclose, would I be comfortable owning this property? Because that's what you're going to have to do, is own it if you had to foreclose.
Right.
And am I comfortable with the neighborhood? Am I comfortable with the house? And if you can get comfortable with that, it gets to be where you are, it's a very secure investment.
Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't want to do it outside of Bexar County,
Okay.
because if there's a problem, I want to be able to handle it within driving range. I don't want to drive for 5 hours to have to go look at the property I foreclosed on.
Right.
I want it within Bexar County, me personally.
Right.
Next thing, and I'm sharing with you, if you're looking for outside people, you want to get you want to make sure that you close at a title company.
Right.
You do not give money to an investor. My investors give money directly to me. I've been dealing with it for a long enough time. I've developed a track record. But if you're dealing with other people, you do not give money to that investor.
Right.
You always give it to the title company.
Okay.
You're always going to give it to the title company, and you're always going to get a mortgagee's policy. The mortgage policy is insurance for the real estate investor. The mortgagee's policy is insurance for you, the lender, that there's clean title.
Okay.
You're always going to want to get the fire policy where you're listed as the mortgagee.
Okay.
Because if there's a fire, you're going to be contacted and you're going to get paid first.
So that'll be what the insurance company lists.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And that, in a nutshell, is really, it's not rocket science, but it's just kind of knowing, hey, but it's all, for me, it's about credibility.
Right.
You're looking for people that are credible.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, there's some people out there that are shysters.
Right.
Or there's people with good intentions, but when the coronavirus happens and people don't pay rent, you're going to find out what they're made out of.
Right. So, yeah, and obviously, I've kind of been in the real estate space for a couple of years now, so I've seen a lot of people and certainly learned about you, learned about Mitch and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I was also on that the Ala Maria last month when I think you were a panelist, and there was a little bit of discussion there with the virus, and then what one person was saying that well, now's a good time if you want to do it. You can go back to your private lenders and kind of renegotiate.
You're the fourth person who's called me to tell me that. That did not go over well when him saying that.
Yeah. So, but that's good because what I heard from you is kind of like you held your ground, saying that you that wasn't really kind of an option for you.
I mean, I want to do good business.
Right.
I want to do good business, and I want to treat people the way I want to be treated. It's just the golden rule.
Right.
And I want to make money,
Yes.
But honestly, I'm 54 years old. I've been doing it for 25 years. I've been completely blessed.
Right.
You know, I don't need to go take advantage of people because of the situation.
Or use it as leverage when you
Or
don't
use it
have
as
to.
leverage when you don't have to.
Exactly.
Now, if I had to,
Right.
I'm gonna go talk to people.
Right.
I'm not gonna go run, I'm not gonna go hide.
Mhm.
I've always told my wife and my family that, you know, if there's a problem, I'm gonna go face it like a man.
Mhm.
But there was not a problem.
Yeah.
And I have also been disciplined to keep reserves for emergencies that I can use.
Right.
Emergency funds, rainy day funds, call it what you want.
Right.
So I've been disciplined to do that.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to go to my private lenders, but if I had to, I would.
Right.
But I don't know that I would try to get the interest rate down. I probably would have gone to them and said, hey, there's a problem, this is what I'm proposing, let me go interest only, or let me have a reduced interest rate. I didn't have to do that,
Right.
but I'm gonna just treat people the way I wanna be treated.
Mhm.
I don't know that the man meant it in a bad way. I don't know the gentleman, he's out of Houston.
Right.
But you're the fourth person to tell me this.
Mhm.
I don't know that he meant it in a bad way.
Right.
I'm just thinking that he said it and it came out wrong.
Mhm.
Bottom line is, I've been blessed. I want to try to use the talents that God gave me to help people become homeowners.
Right.
That's been my mission in life. I was raised by grandparents or parents, but my grandparents came here from Mexico. They came
Right.
here with nothing.
Yes.
My parents were the first ones to go to college. They educated me that you get ahead by being a homeowner.
Mhm.
And I heard it and I heard it and I heard. He said, you don't rent, you buy. You don't rent, you buy.
Right.
So because of that, and they always would tell me, hey, you really want to try to help out other Hispanics. My
Mhm.
dad and mom, it's different now because back then in the 1950s, I guess there was a lot of discrimination.
Yes.
I don't face that discrimination now, but my parents grew up with it and I heard a lot about it.
All right.
So they would always tell me, man, go help out Hispanics. You want, and I don't think they're telling me don't help out non-Hispanic,
Right.
but they just put a focus on
Right.
it. And that's how you get people. Well, that sank into my subconscious that when I asked God, you know, how can I serve others? You know, I have a talent
Right.
and I know I can help people become homeowners that
Right.
normally would not be able to become homeowners because it's very difficult for them to go get a loan because of language, because they're in the trades and they don't have a bank account,
Mhm.
because maybe they don't have perfect credit. So I said, this is a way that I can start serving other people. But then the light bulb went off and said, hey, here's a way that I can help other people that are more affluent,
Mhm.
but normally don't want to invest in the stock market because of the fluctuations, or maybe they're getting older in life
Right.
and they don't want to say, okay, I've got $500,000 in the stock market
Mhm.
and it just went down by 20%.
Yeah. And generally, when you're older, you kind of have to be more conservative
Right.
as opposed to younger.
Right.
So you get more
Right.
aggressive.
And what people, I think, in the stock market train you to do is when you're young, you buy stocks, but as you get older, you convert them to
Right.
bonds.
Exactly.
Because bonds are more, they're more consistent cash flow.
Right.
It's the same thing with real estate.
Mhm.
When you're young, you buy rental properties because they're gonna go up in appreciation.
Mhm.
But as you get older, you probably wanna convert them to mortgages and have interest income because you're gonna have consistent cash flow and you're not gonna have the repair calls. You're not gonna have the people that need to get evicted.
Right.
So it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Makes sense. So